At 90 years old, retired Air Force Master Sergeant Gale Atkinson of Laverton received help from his son, who was also in the Air Force, in remembering the names of the planes used by military forces in the past. The planes brought back memories and even tears.
I have got to go up on the refueling missions, I don't know how many times, and laid back by the boomer that controls the boom for the receiving aircraft, and watch those pilots bring them right up really close to the tanker. It's amazing.
Atkinson was one of many veterans who were honored at the Hurricane Valley Chamber Tribute to Veterans Luncheon.
Veterans that have protected our way of life. Father, we are grateful for these men and women and for their willingness to serve.
A missing man table was set in honor of those who have never come back home. The Hurricane High School Choir sang the national anthem with Air Force Junior ROTC cadets presenting the flags.
Super thankful for all the veterans as well, and I am thankful for their sacrifice and service. Every time I hear our national anthem and you hear the story of our flag still there, it gives me chills. So I'm super thankful for all of you guys' service.
The veterans stood proudly when their anthems were played, many singing loudly and proudly. Guest speaker retired Lieutenant Colonel Kim Wortham served in both the Air Force and Army, serving a total of 30 years. While he received merits for his service, he's most proud of following in his dad's footsteps, flying planes. His dad was also present at the luncheon.
91 years old. He was a fighter pilot when I was a young man. And I remember going out to the airport and watching him pre-flight the jet. This was back when you could go out on the ramp without so much security as what they maybe have now. And he would put on his parachute, climb up into the jet, put his helmet on, and he would taxi out to the end of the runway, and we would watch him, me, my friends, my brothers and sister, and he would be giving us a salute, popping us the thumbs up, and I felt so proud. I'd be nudging my friends going, that is my dad. Someday I'm going to be just like him. And I worked to try to become just like him. I also had a chance while I was in pilot training to do a cross-country flight to any place I wanted to go in the United States. I just had to go to a military base. My dad was still in the Air Force at the time. So I flew from Lubbock, Texas up to Topeka, Kansas, where he was working with the Kansas Air National Guard. And when I landed and taxied in, there was my dad with my family and friends. And I was giving him a salute, the thumbs up, and the roles had just reversed. I had become like my father.
After watching some emotional music videos, cadets handed out challenge coins to the veterans honoring their time, sacrifice, and service. Veterans were thankful to be recognized by the Chamber and hope that future generations will appreciate the importance of the military.
A program like this gets to me right in my heart. I think the younger generation, they don't realize really the essence of the military and what they do for this country to keep this country free.
God bless America.
More planes than anybody else.
And in the end, Gale won the challenge of knowing the names of the most planes on the table. Like Wortham, many veterans served in more than one branch during their military careers.
I joined when I was a teenager and was commissioned through ROTC, and then when I went into the Air Force, the all the billets were filled. It was during the Vietnam War. I served with the Navy, and then this Navy had a submarine program called the Poseidon program, which we were purchasing the satellite location systems, which we now call GPS. And my phone, everything on my phone is 1960s technology. We worked hard to keep the peace. We won the Cold War, but unfortunately we're watching us slide back into it. 30 years after the Cold War 35 years after the Cold War was over with.
So thank you, veterans, for your service. In Hurricane, Melissa Anderson, Community Education News.